Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I'm here today to work on some ephemera for the journal. I have the cover on and the signature sewn in. And in this cover, there's this doily here that I left this part open, so it's like a little pocket. So there's a couple little tags stuck in there, and then on the other side, there's another little mushroom tag. And Lorraine, you can leave those or take them out if you want. I just thought that was kind of fun that there was a little pocket there. So that's that part, and we need lots more ephemera and also some pockets here. I think I might do kind of snippet roll using these same fabrics that you know, we used on the little, I don't know what you'd call those, little hang off bits there. But yeah, make a snippet type pockets for these, I think is what I want to do. But today I think we'll just work on some pockets and things, other pockets. So I have a bag, a Glassine bag that has been coffee dyed, or it might have been tea, I don't know. Anyway, coffee tea dyed. And then I have a napkin, which I know everybody has seen this before. Well, maybe not everybody. I do have some new people, and maybe you haven't. So the way I do this is by using one of these watercolor pens that, you know, you just put the water in, and that helps you get the shape out, hopefully without tearing your image, but you know, you never know, it might tear it. But it is a little bit easier to do it this way than it is to just tear it out. And I have done that before too, but this one I want to make sure I got both leaves entirely, so didn't want to take a chance. And if you put your thumb over, like, you know, this part when you're pulling away, then you should be able to keep that, you know, that colored part that you want to keep. It's kind of like a guideline or whatever you'd want to call it. I didn't get it wet enough down here. And there's the texture of the paper napkin there too, so anyway, there's that, and it's kind of nice when the edges aren't all even. It just tends to look a little bit better. I think I do want to like stamp a little bit back here. So maybe you can use, oh, I could stencil. That's just a stencil that my husband 3D printed for me. So yeah, maybe we'll use that, but I will use my Stays On ink, or not Stays On, this archival ink, because it's permanent, instead of my Distress ink. I need a little sponge. And since I don't use these all the time, I just use any, you know, sponge I can lay my hands on, basically. So I hope you guys are having a good day. I'm late getting going here today. I don't know, I could not get motivated for some reason. I mean, I've been working on, you know, like I sewed in the signatures and all that, but for some reason I couldn't figure out what to do for a video, or I don't know. Some days it's just, it's hard to come up with something all the time. So anyway, but I hope you guys are doing well. Just the kids are doing homework, and I was doing some housework, which I need to do some more. That's the other thing. I really need to just do some housework. So if for any reason I'm not here tomorrow, you'll know why. Because I'll be doing housework. Kind of wiggling around here. And this isn't the best system, like if you have, you know, those brushes with the handles on them, and that would probably work a lot better, but I don't do a ton of stenciling. I don't know why, but I like it. I think I just forget about it. And I usually do use my Distress ink and my little dauber, but I knew I didn't. If it gets wet at all, it'll just come off. So that did like nothing really. A little bit right there. Well, we'll do a little stamping. That one's kind of tricky because it's a little bit thicker, and thicker stencils I find are harder to make work. So let's see, what did I do with that? Oh my goodness. Just had it right here. Where did I set it? Sorry, I'm just putting my rulers away there. Okay, I set it down on the floor, that's why. But I was thinking some of these fall leaves, even though I know it's more leaves, but I just think it'll look cool to kind of have them back behind, sort of like a shadow or something. And I'm probably not going to get the whole leaf entirely. These skeletal type leaves are cool. These are Tim Holtz falling leaves. Stampers Anonymous. What's this? And my belt is squeaking on the table, sorry. And these are the same ones that I used when I did the fabric paint, if you saw that video. So yeah, nothing really new. I couldn't figure out anything very new to do, but I just wanted to at least come on and say hey and see how you guys are doing. Randomly putting text, just something to go, you know, so wherever you can see it, it's not just plain. Okay, that will work. Probably be good to sort of heat set that just a touch. And I'm sorry, I know these are loud. I don't love turning them on either, but just to get this, I just want to make sure it's set before I put the napkin on. So I'm not just wiping away what I just did. Because it still looked wet, so I knew I would just wipe it off. Right. That, I need a paintbrush. And I of course forgot to do water. And this is just matte medium, matte gel. And you can use the more liquidy kind, and there's really not any difference other than consistency. And you can put these down with glue stick and things like that, and it does work. I just thought I'd go ahead and do the whole shebang. If I don't mess it up now. Try to get it flat. Very gently. Hopefully the idea is if you go from the middle out, you'll move any air pockets out, and hopefully some of the wrinkles. I don't mind if there's a few wrinkles, but And anything hanging over the side, I'll just trim after it dries. Don't get all wrinkled up, bag. And you just want to use kind of gentle strokes, because if you push too hard, you will just tear the napkin. Okay, there's that. I'm going to let that dry and we'll try to remember to revisit it when we finish doing other things. Just wrapping up my brush in a wet wipe for now until I can go wash it. I'll set this aside. There's a little bit of a glob right there. Okay. Remove that and then we'll work on this. And this is just going to be a journaling card. Let me move my stamps out of the way. Okay. I wanted to use these mushrooms on there. And some of this paper from my Twin Peaks. I love these letters and junk that are in that book. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of you, can't find it where you're at, and I apologize for that. It was Dollar Tree, but I know it's very hit and miss. So I think I just happened to pop in on the right day because there weren't very many of them left. So I'm sure they went pretty quick. Just fun with all the letters and things that are in it, but if you find any books like that, they would work. Or like even if you have Edith Holden pages, her script pages with, her writing would be cool to use. So this will go inside of the bag with the leaf that we just did. So I've measured and, made sure it'll fit in there. And I'm just gonna tear this down a whole lot. Actually, I think I'll kind of fussy tear it. And this is in my Fall is in the Air Digi. If you're looking for fall stuff. Okay. And we need something on the other side. Maybe some rusty stuff. Kind of has a cool fall feel for some reason, even though it's just rust. any time of the year, it's still rust. Got an avalanche of papers happening. Very normal for me when making a journal. Long enough to go like all the way up, but I don't know. Let me get these down and then I'll figure that out. See, it's pretty quiet around here today. Other than my next door neighbor is, I don't know, one of the loudest people I know in the world. He was loud this morning, but he's calmed down a bit, I think. So it's nice and quiet right now. We have homecoming tomorrow at the high school, so my son will be marching. It'll be awesome to see how they're doing on their show. Love those kind of purpley mushrooms. They're really cool. I had to look that up and see if that was actually a thing, and it is. When I first did this digi, I was like, no, they don't come in that color. They do. Yeah, something like that would work. They do, they do. The only mushrooms I ever see are the ones that you buy at the store, or the ones that grow in our lawn that are like little brown or white mushrooms. So don't have a whole lot of experience with all the colors that they can be. Be fun to put a little price tag or something on there. Artvarkk. Don't stick. I need a new page already, because I always make a mess of my glue. If I can pick it up. I need to back that with something. Like it needs a little something else. I don't know what here. This is out of my rusted numbers too. Just a portion of it, like, yeah, I like. Okay, there's those. And I'll stitch around that. That's kind of fun. Alright, what are we going to put on the back? Let's see. At that point in this journal where I need to fix my craft room again. I can always tell when I'm almost done, because we're getting near done, because it gets unbearable with the piles of things that I'm using and whatever. And I'll clean it all up and start over again. Because that's what I do. I think you could train yourself not to make a mess with it. Really the thing is there's so many things that I use, and I don't want to keep putting them away and taking them out, putting them away, you know, that whole thing. So I don't mind these words over here, but see that I don't want to see that C right there, so I want to make sure I get that covered. Since I ripped it crooked. And this is just a ledger that I got at an antique store. It was in an old ledger book. It's that one that I altered for my niece for her wedding. That never happened because of COVID. They're getting married still, but like, but yeah, that's where that came out of. Somebody was asking where I got that paper, but really, like, antique stores is the only place that I know of. I think there are some paper companies that do like a ledger pack that you might look for like on Amazon or something. I don't know, but it can be kind of tricky to find. Since it's not just readily available. I put something else along there. Could use some straw paper, and look at that, fits perfect. That rarely, rarely ever happens. And I did use a bit of straw paper in this journal, so it's a good fall thing. I don't tend to use it much in the spring and summer, that's for sure. Just depending on the journal, of course, but it works great for fall. Okay, so there's that. That will go in our bag after I stitch around it, so we'll wait till our bag's dry and then stitch around that, and that'll go together. Okay, then I had a book page, and I'll show you guys what I did. If I can find it now that I buried it. It was this kind of book page. I just did these, you know, sitting in front of the TV, so it's basically a book page. I just folded over the tab, you know, the blank end, and tore this one off, folded it like that. And then this is another piece, and I don't think this is from the same book page. It might have been, but I turned it on its side, folded in the corner, folded this up, and then it'll go in here, and see, then you have a pocket, and just like a little tuck all the way along the side. So I kind of made a little bit bigger one out of the paper from the Twin Peaks book. So I will tell you measurements. It's not really necessary though that you have this specific size, because it can just depend on your book page. But anyway, this is 5 by 5 1/4. So, and then I folded it in about 1.5 inches roughly. And then this piece is 6 inches long and 3 inches wide, and then you just, you know, fold up your corner, fold it not quite in half, and then it'll just go in here. And it's not going to go all the way into the corner, because that just adds kind of a lot of thickness right there. So I'm going to bring it out to the edge, and this pocket will be opened back here at this side, but it's not going to matter because with this folded over and you'll have glue down here, it's not like anything's going anywhere. So it'll just give you a little more room in that pocket is all. So I'm going to ink that and we will decorate that. And again, that's out of the Twin Peaks book, but you can use any book page. It doesn't have to be this book. Or you can even just do it with scrapbook paper or digi paper or whatever. And this is what feels a little bit thicker than just regular copy paper, maybe just a little, not a whole lot, but that is something to be considered. I mean, but you're going to probably cover a lot of it, but if you're using a printout, you probably wouldn't cover it. You would, you know, keep the paper you had, so you might want to print it on a little bit thicker paper. Okay, and I am going to put a thumb notch in that, just so we know its pocket. Trying to think. Yeah, it's going to look kind of weird, but let's see how it goes. And I, of course, went too far over to that side. But yeah, you can still see it, so that'll work. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the pin in the glue, and then we'll figure out what paper we're going to use, because I have no idea. That's if I can see. Yeesh. Okay. I don't really know what I want to use on that. I'm starting to run out of my papers, so that happens. Use a little bit of this. That wouldn't be bad. And this is left over from the inside cover of the journal. Use some more of this too. What's on the other side? Oh, same thing on the other side. Yes, I did see that, huh? I want to keep like portions, like I kind of want a little bit around the edge, and then like this has 1787, I like that. But I'm not going to keep, you know, the whole thing. But I don't need it to come down that far, it only needs to come to there, roughly. I need some more of my leaves. That's what I need. Some of my fall is in the air paper. So maybe we'll even do it a little crooked. And this will go here, so what are we going to put on that? This is pretty thick. It's the only thing that I'm not liking about that. Probably should have waited to put the thumb notch, but that's okay, we'll just do it again. That edge didn't even need to be torn, but have it. So I'll come up here a little higher. I want it covering more of the pocket. Almost out of glue stick, but I've got another one ready to go. Yeah, so all these pocket ideas I either just have seen, you know, like Patricia Veramonte's or on Pinterest, or sometimes I'll just sit with a book and glue and just fold them, and it doesn't mean that somebody else hasn't done that before, that one before or whatever. So I'm not sure exactly where this one came from, but I mean there's loads of people doing you know, book pocket pages, so they're pretty easy to come by for ideas. Bless you. He's been sneezing his head off all day. He's just got allergies so bad right now. Goes out and mows the lawn and is just a wreck. Let's see. I know a lot of this is my rest and numbers, but I think some of my other stuff ended up in here as well. Just more script. Yeah, like here's these from Artymaze. And I may use those because I accidentally printed them on, you know, copy paper, so that's not very helpful. Thicker paper. Oh, that's a good mushroom. Might do one of those pockets too. See, there's another one I printed. I don't know what I was doing, but I was messing it all up. I can see that. Okay. And that's from Joff. That's a good one too. Back stuff with. Okay, what are we going to put on this pocket? I kind of don't mind that writing. I think I might leave a little bit of that. Maybe just put like a bit of something. Oh, like these would be good. Let's see if we tear part of that out. I mean, I could back these too, but I have some that I printed out on good paper, so thicker paper. Not that this is bad paper, just it's not very thick. So not great for tags, in other words. Let's do this one. Have a little something on there. I might just go around the edge like that. And we can use one of these. And this is from my Torn Paper and Ferns, all these kind of scientific numbers or whatever. Alright, so let's get that glued on. I'm just going to use regular glue. I finally filled this up for the last time using my big bottle that I've had for over a year. I can't believe how long that lasts. It's awesome. I hope that doesn't get covered up. I'm thinking that might get covered up. Yep. Oh well, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Okay, so I'm going to put glue down this side, so this pocket will be a little bit smaller than the back one. Oh, I guess I didn't need to go all the way up that, did I? And then this I'll glue on this side and over. Actually, I might just go ahead and do the whole pocket. Let's see. Well, I guess it'll work to just do the bottom and not that other side, so that it's a little bit bigger pocket area for whatever we put in there. Probably stitch around it too, because then this will get glued shut. That will help hold that down back there. Glue's getting stiff. It needs to be brushed out. So if I want that. Yeah, kind of like that. Oh, but I don't want to cover that completely. I just want like a strip maybe. And I tore that other one wherever. Oh, I did use it, that's right. Ah. Okay. And do I have any like little wildlife things I could put on there? These possums, however you're supposed to say it, crack me up, but they won't fit. So dark. Fun to have a little something on there, but I don't think I have anything that's going to work on that skinny of a... These cards could go in here though. Those are Artymaze. And they come with the nature walk, the birds. There's the bunny and the deer. See, this is the tricky part, is what is going to go in there with that pocket the way it is. I guess it works. It'd be better if I had a tag. Duck's cute. I don't know that any of those are going to fit on there either. Those would probably fit. So put this one in the pocket instead. Or even the rabbit, because it's got... I think I'm going to use a piece of that. And I'm going to take off all the edges because, you know, they've been like inked, but I don't want just one of them inked. Needs more than that. Okay. And then as far as the other little tuck goes, back here, it'd be cool to put something that you could actually see what it was, but this one might work better. Yeah, that would work. And a bunny, and then a tag back here. Okay. And like I need something else on there. I need an itty bitty tiny stamp is what I need. This one's cool because it's got this butterfly, but I like that 1787. And the fish is funny. I had one with a mushroom on it, and it floated around and floated around. I don't know what I ever ended up doing with it, but Austria. I just like it because it's a little stamp and the color's good. And I think I'll go with that one. And I get these from Artvarkk. Artvarkk. I'll try to remember to link it, but I'll probably forget. I'll try. I usually do okay, but let's see. Some stamps. I don't know what I did with that other one. And these are stamps that are like postal stamps. Got them on Amazon, but I know there's better ones. These ones are kind of tiny. Crafty Individuals. C1239. I don't know if that's helpful, but anyway. And my black. I'm going to stamp it off first because I don't want it really dark. Just want the okay, so I think that's done now. And I'll have to back all those tags and cards and things. I guess I could do that. I've got a few minutes to spare. And that's too tall. I don't really want it going sideways because that's hard to write on. I don't know what I want to use. This is that Manila drawing paper I was talking about yesterday. Glue this one. Pictures on them. This is Artymaze. And then this is my torn paper and ferns. Little tag there. Okay, what did I do with my, yeah. If you use a cream colored cardstock, you know, you don't have to back them, but I kind of like the way it feels when it's backed. And if I just print it on this paper, it's too thin, so it's just a personal preference. But you could leave it just on the white too. It doesn't have to be backed. I just like it like that. Feels more finished to me. Okay, so I hope you guys like that pocket that we just did, the book page pocket. It's kind of fun. Might be a better idea to leave the top of the flap not glued down. And you could put like a bigger tag or something in there. This pen is falling apart again. I just changed it. Forgot to do the back of this one. That little piece of sponge off before it ends up on something that we don't want it on. Because that happens. Okay, I'm going to go stitch around all this stuff and I will come back and show you what it all looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So I sewed around this card and I added the little Artymaze squirrel that was coming down the tree. I just put him this way instead, and then a little bit of cheesecloth and a ticket number top there, and that'll just go in like that. And then on this I stitched around this. I stitched around each one of these cards so that they're all ready to go, and then this one I added a little fabric at the top. I'm going to ink that a little bit. I need it to be a little inked. So yeah, so I hope you guys liked that, and I know it was nothing new and earth-shaking, but that's just the way it is sometimes, right? I'm going to put this one in there because you can see the bugs, and then that looks like the bunnies peeking out of the side here. Alright, so I hope you guys have an awesome evening. Thank you so much for all your support, and we will chat again soon. Bye-bye now.